I'm Mallory. I'm from Florida, and I am a yogi and a traveler.
I'm Robert. I'm from Pennsylvania. I like beer. I do property management, and yeah.
We've been together for 3.5 years-ish. We actually don't know our technical anniversary, and we live together. So,
At what moment did you realize that you truly loved your significant other?
The moment that I realized that I loved her, so we went on a fake date. She didn't know it was a date. I knew it was. I asked her if she wanted to get some sushi, and she was like, "Yeah." Actually, no. All day she was talking about sushi, and I was like, "Well, there's a really good place right next door." So sure enough, worked it out, and I was like, "All right, this is first date." She doesn't know it, but
we
it's the
worked
first
together.
date.
This was not a
Yeah.
date.
It was the first date. So we go on the date, and I just realized that we have so much in common. And at that point, I was like, okay, I could probably see myself being with her. All right, let's keep talking, see how it goes. A little bit further down the road, there's just something about her. Like I was like stuck to her, basically. You know, like she was my glue. You know. And then there's like these small moments where, like that little giggle that she did right there. These little small moments, man, they stick to me, and I'm just like, oh. Yeah. But in the morning, this is what gets me. In the morning when she does her stretches, oh man, to get out of bed, sound like a grizzly bear. I love it.
Okay, all
Ready
right.
to start the day. That's the moment.
So it's weird. Like thinking about it, I realized I loved him kind of by somebody else telling me that. Because I lived in South Florida when we met, and I had a friend from Orlando, where I'm from, come down to visit me. She's one of my really good friends. And we went out to, she came to South Florida, so we went out to Miami, had a girls' night, all this stuff. And Miami was whack, so we left early. Early is still like 1 a.m. So we left, and we were coming back to the property, and she was like, "I still haven't met the guy you keep telling me about, Rob." And so we were hungry, obviously. And so I called him, and I was like, "Hey, we're hungry, and there's like no food around. Do you have any food?" And he's like, "Yeah, I have food. I'll come to, she was staying at like the room she was staying at. He was like, "I'll come meet you guys when you get back." And I was like, "Okay, are you sure?" It's like, we're still like an hour out. And like I was pretty drunk because, again, we tried going out in Miami. And when he showed up when we came back to the room. He showed up with a backpack full of like random food from Publix, and it was like perfect. And
Small bites.
I'm hazy, like remembering everything that happened because we had been out. I was pretty drunk, and I was just so excited to see him. I was like, "Oh my God, you're here! You're here! You actually showed up!" And I guess I kept saying that over and over again. And the next day, she was like, "I need to talk to you." And I was like, "What's up?" And she was like, because she had been in my life for a while and knew like my exes and my ex I lived with and that sort of stuff. She was like, "I've never seen you like that about anyone," and started showing me like pictures and stuff she took. And it was weird just like seeing it reflected back from her. I was like, "Oh shit, I'm falling in love with this guy." So
Got her.
In what way does your significant other love you that you really appreciate?
he just like randomly like fixes or cleans stuff in my car. And like, I love my car, but I'm not a car person. I'm not ever going to be a car person. Like, if I listed my life goals, being a car person and like would not be one of them. But like, we were like running errands together the other day, and he was like, we got back in the car, and he was like, "I'll drive," and I was like, "I can drive, thank you though." And then he just like took me to the car wash and like vacuumed my mats and stuff like that. And it means a lot because it's not something I would ever do for myself, you know, and I'm a pretty independent person. So for somebody else to do that just because it means a lot.
It's the way she slaps my ass in the morning. Something about it.
I hate you.
I'm gonna have to go with the fact that she keeps me in line. Growing up I wasn't very nice. I was a very mean person, and that side of me does tend to come out. But when it does start to come out, she'll basically straighten me back out. And I love that about her. So it's my little ringmaster.
Remember that you said that
What?
later on.
Oh,
If you could go back to before you fell in love, what advice would you give yourself about this relationship and love?
I would say, I don't know if she wants to bring it up, but I'll bring it up. She's had a checkered past when it comes to relationships. So I would just tell myself to be yourself and make sure she feels loved.
I would say I would tell myself to communicate things as soon as they become a problem instead of dwelling on them and letting them build up and become this huge thing in my mind. I would say to radical honesty, to just put it out there.
Look into your partner's eyes and tell them why you love them so much. They deserve to hear it.
I love you because you're a beautiful soul, and that means a lot to me, that I can just be myself around you.
I love you because you make me feel safe, and I need that a lot in my life, and you deserve to hear it a lot because I think sometimes you don't see yourself the way I see you, and you deserve more than that.
All right, baby, give me a sugar.
If you didn't catch yourself smiling or laughing outright while watching that interview, you should seriously consider lightening up. Rob and Mallory are both very lighthearted and clearly keep humor as a central element in their relationship. Mallory probably gets to practice her eye rolls several times a day with Rob, and Rob is always ready with quick-witted humor to make Mallory smile. 3.5 years together is a great amount of time to truly get to know someone, and I'm sure they've both seen it all. It's encouraging to see that they're both still very comfortable with each other and still very affectionate and expressive about their feelings for one another. Mallory was interested in the prospect of being interviewed, but Rob was playing Pokemon Go, and it wasn't a big priority for him. It didn't take very long, though, for Mallory to say that she thought Rob should join her in the interview. So Rob responded by putting his game on hold and decided to join the party. I'm sure he's glad he did now, but I'll have to say that something as simple as listening to what his partner wanted from him and choosing to comply without complaining, just to make her happy, is one of the reasons I think Rob and Mallory are such great partners together. They both enjoy having fun together and are willing to put one another first when it matters. Compromise and service, considering what is important to one another and giving the gift of time. I love that. As you can tell, Rob and Mallory love a witty banter and have a playful nature about themselves. This aspect cannot be learned. They both just fit in this aspect, and it feels natural for them to tease each other and laugh at themselves because they both know that they accept one another for who they are. That comfort and acceptance is so important in a relationship, and I think that's why they're so happy. I especially enjoyed hearing about what Rob and Mallory appreciate about being loved by one another. It's the little things that make a person unique that can ultimately help us understand why we appreciate them so much. For Rob, Mallory has idiosyncrasies that make him smile and even make his heart melt. Little things that she may not think much of or even be consciously aware of make her unique and lovable in his eyes, and that keeps him content. For Mallory, Rob has demonstrated that he's not only affectionate and supportive, but that he's useful and valuable in ways that just make things work better in her life. She may not spend as much time cleaning or maintaining her vehicle, but she uses it regularly, and Rob is attentive to ensure that her neglect of minor details don't end up leaving her stranded or compromised when she's going about her day. This is a level of care and protection that she would otherwise not seek to pursue on her own. They really do appreciate one another. Rob and Mallory, I can't tell you how many times we laughed or smiled about something, but it was so much fun to engage with you and hear your individual responses because you're both unique in your own way, but you both share a healthy sense of humor. I wish you both the best in your relationship, and I'm grateful to have met you. Maybe I'll see you around. And to our viewers, thank you for watching. Your viewership is important to the success of the channel, so if you enjoyed Rob and Mallory's interview, give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts and impressions in the comments below. You can follow the Shared Heart Experiment on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter to stay up to date on the newest episodes. Feel free to check out any of my other YouTube videos where I walk up to random strangers in public places and ask them intimate questions about their lives. Consider supporting the channel by clicking the link in the description below, or you can shop at my online apparel store, StylyLifeDesigns.com. You'll find t-shirts, hats, and hoodies with positive and uplifting themes to complement your lifestyle. When you shop, know that a portion of the proceeds from anything you buy will help contribute to the creation of more positive content just like this. Real people, real life, and real love. Until next time, I've been Kevin with the Shared Heart Experiment. Be good to each other. Thanks for watching.